Um, Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. Wait, was that the... what was giving me my audio problems? Directional audio? Okay, that actually makes some sense. Alright, now the plan is I'm going to finish this bit, clear out some more of the land, and fill up some more of the land over there, so that we can eventually start laying down our village. Once we've at least got a house with 2 beds, I'll procure some villagers for us. Now, time of this recording, I've just finished recording part 9 of The Sims Medieval. Like, I only finished up barely a few minutes ago. So this recording is getting done immediately afterwards, almost. I did take a minute to check a few things. So, yeah. I was originally planning to do this tomorrow on Wednesday the 22nd. But then while I was out at my local Morrison's, I managed to pick up a copy of the new 28 Years Later, which I will instead be watching tomorrow. My plan was, if I couldn't find it, I was just going to order it on Amazon. And given that it would have arrived tomorrow, likely in the evening, my more recent Amazon deliveries are yeah. Yeah, point is, if I had ordered it off of Amazon, I likely wouldn't have got it till the evening tomorrow. And then I would have watched it on Thursday or Friday. Instead, I shall be watching it tomorrow when I get home. So yeah. This also means I've now got Thursday free to continue playing Starfield. I'm 1 level up away from getting the ship command perk, which will allow me to increase the number of my crew. So I can finally have Andresia as part of the crew. So I don't have to worry about going back to the lodge to retrieve her whenever I dismiss her. At some point I'm actually going to have to move Metro Exodus back onto the hard drive. Oh yeah, for context there, I'm not actively recording Metro Exodus, because I think this computer might be able to run it well enough on low graphics, which is an improvement over the old computer, which could barely run it on low graphics. But it would not be at a quality that I would like for recording. Also, when I played it on low settings, I still had a horrible performance. Slightly better in both the DLCs, but still not great. If I can get a new graphics card, I'll see what the performance of the game's like, and if it's good enough, then I will do a playthrough for the channel. And now would actually be a good time to do it because of the new game that's been announced, Metro 2039. Story in that game is going to be much darker, and I'm all for it. Yeah. The reason the story is going to be darker is a combination of the author of the Metro books, Dmitry Glukhovsky, essentially living in exile from his native Russia, because he spoke out against Russia's invasion, which, of course, this is something that Putin doesn't like. So he can essentially never go home. And then there's also the fact that half of 4A games are based in Ukraine. They have had a studio set up in Malta for years. But most of the studio is still Ukrainian. And of course, we all know what's going on in Ukraine right now, thanks to, well, Russia. So yeah, the whole theme of the Metro games, the first two at least, was about preventing war. This new one is going to be about the costs of war and freedom. And honestly, it is a story that needs to be told. Because, I mean, how much of us take things like that for granted? Especially you American people, you Americans that are watching. I would also like to play Metro Awakening, but it's a VR game. And of course, I lack a VR headset. Remind me at some point I need to go and actually finish that. You know what, that'll be another off-camera grab. And at some point I will come and organize all this. I will say it is looking nicer. I'm noticing some more stuttering. That's because when I was initially recording on this new computer, OBS by default was set to record at 30 frames per second, which was producing a nicer frame rate. I currently have it set to 60 frames per second, and I'm thinking I might have to set it, when I go to do a Minecraft recording, I might have to set it to record at 30 frames per second, because it will come out smoother. And then I'll need to see what frame rate I get when I go to record The Sims Medieval Part 10. Okay, that's just the wolf. Yeah, still no names for these two, by the way. Seriously. One sec. That wasn't in my ear, but it was louder than it needs to be. Yeah. Alright. Right, I'm also putting some thought into what I can record after I finish up with Half-Life and Fallout New Vegas. Didn't mean to do that. I'm thinking when I finish up Fallout, I'll go for BioShock, but when I finish up Half-Life, I'm trying to think what I could record. If I can get a new Xbox controller before I finish up Half-Life, then I'll go back and do Sea of Stars. Actually, finish Sea of Stars. And then work my way onto the post-game content. But, but for after that, I honestly don't know. I think what I could do is I could just put up a poll on my channel and just put up a few suggestions, see what people vote for. Yeah, I'm just spitballing a few ideas here. Because obviously the plan was to go on to Splinter Cell, but now the moment for that's kind of passed. would still be interested in doing Splinter Cell, but yeah. That one's just been pushed further back down the line. I suppose if my computer hadn't basically died on me, then probably would have started on one on a Splinter Cell playthrough. Hell, if EA hadn't announced that royalty pack, I probably wouldn't have started a Sims Medieval playthrough so soon. Okay. Oh yeah, one thing I found out. Star Trek Renegades is no longer available for sale anywhere. Yeah, that's annoying, because I was actually considering getting it and recording it for the channel at some point. I did get a pre-owned copy of it for the PlayStation quite some time ago, but yeah, now I effectively can't record it. So that option's kind of been stripped away from me. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That actually reminds me of a post I saw on Reddit recently. Sorry. Someone who had been waiting a while before he would go and get Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. But by the time they were finally ready to get the game, and all of a sudden, they've discovered that it's long since been pulled from sale. Yeah, right now the only legal ways to play it are anyone that owns the game on digitally on PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch being willing to let you play through their systems or install the game for you. Or alternatively, using Steam's family share system. I've already got the game and its expansion packs on Steam, so I'm pretty much good. I didn't mean to do that. Or that. Okay, I need some more shovels, and I need some more sticks. I'm continuing to use copper because it's what I have in abundance. At some point I really need to start watching Futurama again, because I started watching it and then made it up to the films and then just took a break. And I kind of just lost my momentum from there. I also need to start lighting up this area, but I can work on that in them later. One sec. Only 20 minutes, okay. Somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes should do me for the recording. Yeah, in hindsight, this is where I should have had the farm be set up, like the animal farm. But oh well. We'll clear this tree away, because I want to get this bit leveled out. Yeah. So I'm trying to think about what projects I could do. So I wouldn't mind experimenting with my content a bit. You know, trying something new. I need to get those trees away, but well, this slot first. Yeah, you get one exciting episode of me exploring some frozen land, and the following 2 episodes are just some old-fashioned terraforming, or landscaping. Yeah, landscaping was the correct word. Actually, another thing I've been doing with Stellaris recently is experimenting a bit with Empire builds. Right now I'm trying to get a good fanatical purifier around and going. Thought I heard something. One other thing I could talk about is I've started reading the book Roadside Picnic. I know that the Stalker games are loosely based off of the book Roadside Picnic, which is one of the reasons why I want to start reading it. And I've learned that stalkers are actually a term from the book itself. For context, for those of you that don't know, in Roadside Picnic, stalkers are people that go into the zones illegally to collect the artifacts left behind by the visitors. I'm not that far into the book, so don't spoil it. Let me read it on my own.